All right, welcome back, Canal Street Dreams. I'm wearing sunglasses today because one of my eyes keeps twitching, and I don't like thinking about my eye twitching when we're doing the pod. But we got a special 1v1 episode today with the lovely Natasha, and we wanted to talk about the kind of themes from this film that we watched this weekend, The Materialists. I feel like I should give you the floor to present the themes from this wonderful film.
Okay, well, if you haven't seen the film and you want to see the film, spoiler alert, so don't watch this episode. Like maybe watch it and then watch this episode because we're going to just destroy the entire plot for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we watched it. I feel like we have very different opinions, but also you're a man and I'm a woman. So I think we see things differently.
I don't know. We haven't talked about it yet. We've actually saved the conversation. But like the conflict in the film is really that there is a woman played by Dakota Johnson who is a matchmaker who was previously in love with the guy that plays Captain America,
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, okay? So she used to be in a relationship with Chris Evans, loves Chris Evans. Chris Evans in this film is a struggling actor / cater waiter. And Dakota Johnson ends up getting a job as a matchmaker, is around wealthy people paying for matchmaking services constantly kind of like ranking people's value in the single dating scene. And she happens upon a character played by Pedro Pascal, who is an extremely wealthy man at a wedding who takes a liking to her. So she has a conundrum.
Yes, at this wedding, she runs into her ex-boyfriend, of course, Mr. Brokey,
Yes.
where she meets Mr. Big. So she's she's really not faced with anything because she's not locked into any type of relationship here. She's just kind of looking at her past and she's looking at somebody who could be a partner for her in the future and figuring out who she is along the way and like what's important to her. I think is her character's journey is what really is important to me. Is it just true love that you feel in your bones, or you're like, I can't be without this person? Or is she doing the mental math that she does for her clients as a matchmaker, finding all the reasons to why on paper a life with somebody looks good?
Yeah, and then that is kind of the synopsis of the film. And I feel like we can actually talk about this. We can talk about this without getting into the details of the film. That's the setup. That's like first 20 minutes. So I will actually rescind what Natasha said. You can listen to this episode. It will not spoil the film because we're going to talk about the conundrum, which is like this. I enjoyed the film. My one issue with the film is that I think it creates a false binary, but you kind of needed it for the film in that the choice that Dakota Johnson's character faces is, okay, date a rich guy who I'm not interested in, or date a broke guy that I loved at one point and may love again in the future. But we're going to accept the premise. And like, you had a lot of thoughts about this.
Well, I agree. I think it is a false binary. Both options are bad. There's a third option to just like continue being single and living your life. And then maybe you meet somebody who you love right now, who isn't the brokest guy in the world, not the richest guy in the world, maybe just a better option for you altogether. Like the movie in itself, and obviously it's a movie and like that's, some people's real life maybe. But yeah, to just be like, rich guy I kind of hate, or really broke guy that I'm in love with. But and genuinely in the movie, I think she says like, I'm going to hate my life with you. Like I'm going to be miserable. We're going to be miserable. Like I don't want to fight over $20. Like I genuinely like the thought of being with you repulses me, but I'm in love with you. Like that's just not a good option. Like you should walk away from both is how I feel.
And the thing that I related to and what I found interesting about the film was a lot of the pocket scenes and ancillary characters who were not finding love for one reason or another. The kind of interpretation of like people's value, like based on height, based on looks, based on money, all of those things. And I do feel that the conflicts and things that arose in Dakota Johnson's relationship with the Chris Evans character, sometimes you can't afford to date somebody. Like we would joke, like men between each other, we joke to each other like locker room shit, saying the nastiest things to each other, like, yo, you can't afford her, dog. Like we would say things like that to each other to mess with each other. And I think this film brought a lot of that to the surface. Because when you're first dating and it's just like casual sex and dinners and things like that, money is not as important.
Yeah, of course.
When you start to build a unit and you're together, money is a thing that really is important to address in a relationship. I don't think there's one answer from my POV, but like, you know, I'd love to hear what you think.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you enter into a serious relationship, not a fling, not something that's casual, but in a serious relationship, especially if you're living with somebody, and the plan is to build a life together over the course of many years, I don't think how much money you have matters, but I think that the two people have the same idea of what they want their lifestyle to be matters. Because if you have one person who is a spot, whatever, you're at this point financially now, whatever this is, but if you have one person who's aspiring to go here and one person who's okay here, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So it's just, you have to be aligned in what you want your life to look like and what sacrifices you're willing to make and what sacrifices you're not willing to make in life. And like, that's kind of how you can figure that out.
Yeah. And a lot of these things I think money, for me at least in a relationship, it's like an issue has equal weight to like culturally, how would you like to live? For instance, like I'm Chinese, you're Greek. There's certain things with our child rearing where I'm like, yo, it's important that Senna speaks Chinese.
Yeah.
Right. And you have to say those things up front and have a partner who's like, I'm cool supporting that and making sure, you know, my son spends the time to go learn to speak Chinese. You know, and like I have other Asian friends who, you know, beyond just language, they're like, we want to have our home structured and arranged in a way that is significantly more Asian cultural than, say, American cultural. There's Greek things we want to do, like get him baptized and cut his hair. Like, I think those are all things that create conflict once you're serious. And money is underneath a lot of it.
Absolutely.
Because even like the neighborhood you choose to live in is a big deal in a relationship.
Absolutely. I think even to what you're saying, just we can use this as an example in our own personal lives. It's like, yes, our son speaking Mandarin is very important to you. So the fact that we're able to afford to send him to a very private, very small, whatever you want to call it, they call it pre-K, it's essentially daycare, where they speak only Mandarin to the kids is a huge privilege. It's not affordable. Like when I saw the bill, I was like, I was shook. I was shook to my core. I genuinely was like, no one told me. Like, no one told me.
We give him a vacation so that he learns Mandarin.
You know, but we are very privileged and we can afford that. So it's not a situation where now you're stressed because I don't speak Mandarin and it's all on you. And now you have to be doing all this mental math thinking, oh my God, am I spending enough time speaking Mandarin to him? I spoke English, like, it's going to fuck him up. Like the burden's off of us now.
We've outsourced it. We had the money to outsource that burden.
So we're not going to fight over it anymore. But if we didn't have the money, we'd probably be fighting over it because you'd be like, bitch, you're not teaching him how to speak Mandarin. And I'd be like, you speak Mandarin. And you'd be like, I'm working. Like it would just devolve into something that it doesn't need to.
Exactly.
So yes. And then I will just say, I think the discourse on the internet that I see generally, just in this day and age where we're all on the internet and we're all exposed to these extravagant lifestyles that I think a lot of people think are real. I think there's a lot of bitches with a fake Birkin that maybe a little young, impressionable tween is seeing online thinking this is all real lifestyles. Like she's a stay-at-home girlfriend and her man's paying for everything and they're going here and they're going there and they live in this beautiful apartment and they drive these cars. I think now has like warped a lot of women into like thinking there's a standard and that you really can't even entertain somebody who couldn't provide that for you. Like I do think that there's a large group of women who maybe think that.
Yeah, and I think it's very frustrating for men in a very difficult economy to make ends meet if you're dating someone who is keeping up with the Joneses. Like we have somebody close to us who, like, after I proposed to you and got you a couple pieces of jewelry, I think their significant other like had something to say.
Oh my God, yes. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. I was doing mental gymnastics. I was like, who are
You
you
know who
talking
I'm
about?
talking about. Yeah.
No, for sure. And I do think that it's like, you know, ridiculous because everybody, I don't think that at the core, it's like what matters, because and essentially what we're talking about is this movie, right? Where it's like true love or a really amazing life. It's not always that. But you can't go out into the world expecting something, expecting and feeling entitled to a level of luxury or treatment from a partner when it's just not what they got. Do you know what I mean? You kind of have to really realistically look at things and say, okay, what is important to me? Is it that I'm with a partner who sees me and loves me and cares about me? Or am I just chasing a lifestyle and just the first person who comes and gives it to me, that's cool. Sign me up.
Yeah, everyone's wants and needs, like Maslow's pyramid of needs, is just different, right? Like some people really need a lot financially, and those things need to be taken care of before they can even reach like what they believe in their mind to be romance.
You know, it's kind of hilarious. I kind of feel that way about myself.
Yeah,
like I do. I just to keep it so real. Like I genuinely do feel a level of comfort before I can like genuinely like relax and be my true self. But I do think that that's the privilege of money. It's like you can actually relax and then really be yourself and figure out materially like who you are.
Yeah, in my dating history, I would say you're in the top 3 of people who need stuff.
Yeah.
Like you need a significant amount of stuff.
Yeah.
What I will say, giving you credit, is like, since we've had Senna, I think you put our son above yourself and everything else. And I mean, look, times have been pretty hard for everyone in Hollywood since the strike in 2023, right?
Yeah.
So since I would say 2023, we've had to budget a lot more. Like we haven't gone on trips in a while, you know, like there's a lot of things we used to do that we just don't do anymore. We're not copping watches, right? We're not copping that many Johns.
Yeah.
Everyone has to be smarter now. And I did feel from 2023 till about like top of 2024, I felt like I needed to like maintain this lifestyle for you, that like the guy that you met and the things I could provide. And I will say straight out, it created a lot of stress for me.
Yeah.
There was definitely a lot of days where I feel like we fought because I felt like I wasn't able to provide the things that you need or wanted. And when you would get frustrated and make offhand comments, my eject thing was just like, yo, just like go find another dude. And you were like, but I'm pregnant with our kid. You know what I mean? And I'm like, fair. You know, fair.
Like I would, but no, I'm kidding. I wouldn't.
Yeah. And I do feel like when you came into the relationship, I could provide a lot and you needed a lot. And as it's grown, it has been really cool to see both of us mature. And I think a year ago, we would not have been able to watch The Materialists together.
No.
It would have been extremely triggering.
We would have been beefing for sure.
We watched it and we were able to like laugh and enjoy it and talk and like cuddle and everything after, because we got past those things in our relationship.
For sure. We did. But we also have had those conversations of what is important to us financially. And now, and like, listen, like when I met you, I was a leisure girl. I wasn't working. I wasn't aspiring for a job. And now I work.
Yeah,
all the time.
The dude gave you apartments on like both coasts. You know, like you had housing taken care of.
But
you know, like,
and now I'm like, okay, cool. Whatever I need to do, I do in our, realm of business, and I will always show up and do those things, and I enjoy it. And I think we've gotten past the point to where money is a stressful topic for us or causes fights. But I will say that when I think of the average couple, I'm like, yeah, I can see why any man who can't provide what he feels his partner, this man or woman, it doesn't matter. It's like definitely not gendered. Whatever person feels like, okay, I can't provide this. This person deserves this. Like, I see where the fight could start. It's like, even subconsciously, if you don't got it and you're like looking around and you're like, fuck, I can't do it like that, then little things are going to set you off.
Yeah. And we had fights where I was very honest, where I was like, yo, I cannot afford and do those things we had been doing for a few years.
Yeah.
And I was like, just let me know. Cause like I will accept that if I cannot provide those things, then you need to be in another relationship. And you were like, no, that's not what it is. And I think I wanted to talk about this today because I feel like a lot of people are probably going through this shit right now. Because it's like finances are very difficult for everybody. And the thing that I had to face as a man was to be able to be vulnerable and say to you, yo, I feel less than me. I feel less than fucking me right now because I cannot give you the things that I want to give you. I cannot take care of you in the way that I pride myself in taking care of you. And I feel less than. I don't feel like the man that I know I am. And I think once I was able to say that, you were able to be like, yo, I love you. Yeah, I like love this. There's some shit I need, but like, yo, I love you.
That was the first time I said I love you, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
It was
No,
3 years in when he was like, the card declined, and I was like, well, I guess I love you. No. I think I've made. Okay, I think I made it clear so many times.
You did many times before. I think, but when we started to fight about money, it was like, it really got to me where I was like, is this going to work?
Yeah.
Like, wait, like, did I need to be rich to be with her? You know what I'm saying? And like, then we just got past it.
Yeah. Well, like,
past
it just, yeah. And it didn't matter how many times I said that wasn't the case. Like, we could have had millions of conversations where I was like, no, this isn't what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I think for you to finally like get it
Believe
and
it.
for you to believe it and feel it, it took time, because I think maybe it was like your insecurity getting in the way of you believing what I was saying. It was like the words that are coming out of my mouth were not hitting because you couldn't, I couldn't show you besides just like go on that journey with you. Do you know what I mean? It was like enduring, like troubled times together that I think made you believe that I was like, I do actually love you, and it's not about money or lifestyle or any of that shit.
And I'll be honest, people always blame women. I will say a lot of this shit was me because I take pride in breaking bread.
Yeah.
Like I see that as my responsibility. You know, like even if I had dated people with an income or whatever, like for the most part, besides a couple of people that insisted on like splitting rent and things, I was like, I got this. I like being like, I got this, because my dad had always gotten it. And I was just like, I got this. But like when I was not able to do all the things I take pride in, I think there was a part of me that almost was like, yo, I don't want you to see me like this. And I don't want you to live like this. Cause I'm like, there was easily a year and a half where I was like fighting to pay bills each month.
Yeah.
It was very difficult.
But it's like, it was difficult, but it's like hilarious that we're saying this, because I'm like, we were like a beautiful house.
We were in a nice
and like
house.
our life was fine. I'm like, we had champagne problems, right? Because like we
were over leveraged because I bought my parents a house.
For sure.
You know,
and like this is all very real. And like we were struggling.
It's like
for
when NFL
us.
players go bankrupt, you're like, how did it happen?
Yeah.
And like, wait, if you're broke, why aren't you like on a street with the long stem pipe? It's like, no, you can actually have zero money in the bank account and have stuff.
It's called house poor.
Yeah, we were
very
poor.
house poor.
We're house
we bought
poor.
a couple houses we shouldn't have bought.
Yeah, and I don't want nobody to feel bad for us either.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about this today to try to like address like the feelings men and women have in relationships when money comes up.
But I do think that there's two types of relationships, and I will say that I've seen them both. I was a matchmaker of sorts myself, so I like very much understand this character. I've seen it all. I've done the mental math. Like I've had boyfriends that I was like, this is great. I'm like flying private to this place and having these experiences and whatever. But you're like, do I actually like love this person, or is this really fun, and do I like this lifestyle? That's like what you have to ask yourself. And there surely are people in the world who have long, healthy marriages, who are two people who said, we like this lifestyle together. I like what you bring here. You like what I bring. And like, we're probably not in love, but we're going to do it. And then that works and that lasts. Like there's arranged marriages. It's essentially an arranged marriage, but like nobody forced you. You just kind of like did it yourself. It's not genuine, true, magnetic love where you just like met somebody and you're like, oh my God, it's primal. I like need this person in my life.
Yeah. It's interesting because I have dated people who like needed a lot of stuff, but the reason that they needed stuff was to keep up with the Joneses. Like at one point there was a relationship I was in that was very serious, but the person was like, I need to live in West Hollywood because everyone I do business with and for my identity and for like who I am, like that's the neighborhood I want to be in, I need to be in. And I was like, I will never live in West Hollywood. I just won't do it. I was like, I want to live in mid-city. And the person was like, dude, mid-city? That's hood. You know, I was like, I like to hang out at discount liquor. Like that's who I am. That's my lifestyle.
You really do like to hang out at discount liquors because those were we had a birthday party for you and these random guys came that I've never seen before. And I was like, who are these guys? And he was like, my homies from Discount Liquors.
Yeah, and I didn't invite them. They just happened to go to the same bar. And I was like, yo, the homies from Discount Liquors. Yeah.
And they were the best people at your birthday.
Yeah.
Like I love everyone else, but they were they were hype. Like they were like singing happy birthday. I was like, these are some really good friends.
Yeah, that's my thing is like I have been privileged at points. I've earned things at points. I literally been around the world.
Yeah.
I choose to live in certain pockets. I choose to like embed or become a part of certain communities where I'm just like, I like what this community is about.
Yeah.
The social circles and lifestyles I choose a lot of times are based on what I respect. Like Mid-City was a neighborhood that had people I respected. Hardworking people, taco trucks, discount liquors. I was just like, I like my neighbors and I like the people here.
Yeah.
I don't respect West Hollywood. I don't like what's going on over there. You know?
I like totally like the finer things in life, and I don't even respect West Hollywood.
Yeah, but the difference, I was about to say this, the difference between you and a few of the other people that needed stuff that I was like, when they said it and it came out of their mouths, I was just out. I knew I was out.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a keeping up with I will just not ever be in a friendship, relationship, anything with someone who like needs something because somebody else got it.
Yeah.
You are really interesting and funny to me. And your need for stuff never bothered me. I actually like it. It was only when I couldn't afford it, I got insecure, is because you like things like a dude, like a streetwear collector. You're kind of a collector. You like Johns, like you like construction. You know the history. You follow cars. You follow watches. You know like old Polo. And it's almost like kind of like the people who listen to Throwing Fits, like we can't front, like we are in that Venn diagram in a way.
100%.
You know, like
100%.
we like Johns.
I don't know about like...
You love Johns.
Yeah, I just don't know about like boy stuff. So Throwing Fits, I'm like, I don't understand about the salvage denim, but like I do have a sickness.
You love a double pleated pant. You like khakis. And the thing with you is I got to nerd out and be my like dude hoarder self because you were into fashion. We were just, we're into it as a hobby.
I would say I'm very much into it as a hobby. And the thing I will say about myself is I am absolutely not a keeping up with the Joneses person. I love the Joneses and I love what they got and I love going over their house. And I'm like, this is beautiful and amazing. I wear the same pair of jeans and I wear the same like white t-shirt on a day-to-day basis every single day. And I have a closet full of amazing like archival pieces. I have like, I just don't, and it's like for me, like it's just, that's for me. Like I don't post my stuff. I don't like.
No, I understood you from jump. And that's why none of the material things bothered me because the intention and the desire to acquire it wasn't material in nature.
Yeah.
It was curiosity.
Yeah.
And curiosity is romantic.
Yeah.
You know, like you're curious about Johns. I'm curious about Johns.
I mean, but I will also say like there is a part of me, and this is just straight up and down the honest truth about who I am. And like we've had this conversation. I've told you this. I'm like, there is just a standard of lifestyle that like I'm just like, cool. Like times get hard and you got to do what you got to do. But I've told you many times, like, I'm just not comfortable. Like, I will always be striving for like a certain level of comfort. Like, I don't want to dip into something that I feel is just like I'm not happy there.
But the funniest thing I'm going to say to you as a compliment is I have seen you now experience some very uncomfortable periods.
Yeah.
And you didn't say a peep.
No, because I'm like, fine.
You didn't say anything.
I don't think anything in life is linear, and like I don't need things to be comfortable all the time. But when I think about myself and my life, I'm just like, and this is just what I'm working towards, right? I'm 31 years old. Like I have hopefully many years ahead of me. What I'm working towards in my life is I would like a certain type of lifestyle where I take 1 or 2 vacations a year and that's not stressful, and that I get like, a facial every month and that's not stressful. Like these are the things that I would like to spend my disposable income on is what I'm saying. And we've talked about that. Like, and those are things that are both important to us. Money for me, I look at it as convenience. Like that's where it's important to me, where I would like to be able to have a car. We both align on that. It's simple things like that. It's like how you want to spend your money. I think as a couple that allows you to, when you're aligning on that, not fight. So like, that about me. I want to go on a couple trips. I would like to have a 2 or 3 bedroom apartment. I don't need a house in the Hamptons. Not what I'm interested in. I would like to take 2 trips a year. That's where I would like to put that money instead. So we're now able to like, you're not stressed because you're like, oh my God, I'm going to buy this house in the Hamptons. This bitch is never going to be happy without it. We know that about each other. And I'm not like, you need like $5,000 a month to gamble on sports. Cool.
Yeah. Not a month, but like a season.
A season, whatever it is. But I know that about you. So if I see like you're gambling, it doesn't bother me because I'm like, that's your thing. That's your level of, that's what your convenience money is. Like we're very much, you see me, I see you. You're like, this bitch needs a leather good. I'm like, he needs to do an 8-leg parlay.
Yeah, I gotta bet on sports. I gotta eat good. Like my thing is, even when I was like doing well with Bauhaus, I lived in Stuytown with my brother at one point, where the walls were just boxes of sneakers. Like my house, my living situation can be shit.
I can't.
My experiences need to be fire. Like I always needed to eat good. I needed Fire Johns, and I like needed to be able to bet, and I needed to go on vacation. But since we're in a relationship and we have a kid, now it's flipped because I'm like, you and Senna's needs come before mine, as they should. As they should. If you're a man, like you take care of your family.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I make sure that the housing is number one. Like comfortable housing is important.
I would say
even in our worst time, the housing has always been comfortable.
That's my number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I am a person, I can't be surrounded by ugliness. I can't live crazy like that. Like even when I moved in with you and you had that room full of shoe boxes, it would keep me up at night. At like 3 a.m, I'd be like, get the fucking shoes out of my house. Like I can't live like that. I need I'm so impacted by my surroundings. Like even like we have a beautiful apartment. We are so fucking privileged. We are so privileged. But even just like the shoe boxes in our room, I can't even a part of me. There's a part of me where I just have like, I think I'm just like, I just gotta power through it. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna fucking look at it.
But the cool thing about you and the thing you did as a partner that I really appreciated is when we dated up front, you were just like, I'm not gonna mess around. I need a certain level of comfort in a relationship.
Yeah.
And when we met, I was like, that's not a problem. That level, easy, light. Shit happens in life.
Yeah.
And that's when we all got tested. And that's when it's like, all right, we all have wants and needs and desires, but then romance comes in. It wasn't just a kid. It's like once you are in love with someone, you are like, yo, we will get through this together. Then it's not a like, you got to provide for me or whatever. It's like, no, we're now going to do this together.
Yeah, but our relationship didn't start like that. It wasn't like we like met up and I was like, show me the account.
No.
I think you can provide this life for me. It was very much like romance.
Other dudes were providing and I was just kind of like sliding. Like I was like, what up?
I was being well provided for.
Yeah.
But
I was like, yo, somebody's already taking care of the bill. This is great, man. I'm just eating for free.
Yeah, that was not, but it was all romance. But that's what I'm saying. It was, for us, it was just romance up front. There was no, I don't even think either of us, up until I got pregnant, were thinking about like, what's our life going to be like? Or what is this like? Everything else felt like it was just a set for us to hang out in. Nothing was important by that point. Like I didn't even care. I didn't care about really anything until I got pregnant. And then I was like, okay, a baby is coming in this house. I got to like figure out, you know what I mean? Like what's going on and where's the money coming from and how are we going to afford to have a kid and, you know, whatever. But up until that point, it was just pure, I think we were pure romance.
Yeah. No, it was pure romance. But I will also say this, just like men are always complaining about women, gold diggers or whatever. Oh, you asked for this. What are you doing? And
I was like all the comments on our, she hates him. She's with him for his money.
Yeah. I'm like, well, I ain't got none anymore. So cool. And then the thing for me is too, is like, I've always been like, I will provide. Mm-hmm. I never am like, yo, what's your job? What are you going to bring? I never ask a shorty for that. And that is a self-interested choice as well, because I don't want to be pushed around and told what to do in my house. Do you know what I mean? Like it provides a level of like buffer and armor, because I grew up with a mom that just pushed my dad around. And like it was constantly, she was just in his ear, up in his ass. And I was like, yo, I want to provide such a nice life so that that person is never on my ass like my mom was with my pops.
That makes sense.
And when the strike in Hollywood happened and everything, I was like, oh my God, this is my nightmare. This is my nightmare. But then I just switched because I was like, you know what? Now, homie, you're not providing that level of comfort and service. So now you are sweeping the floor and you are vacuuming and you are and I was just like, I'm just doing everything I can.
Yeah.
I just started to do everything I could.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I can't outsource this to somebody. I can't afford to outsource it anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
It's really nice when you can just outsource it.
It's nice, but I'll tell you something. I honestly feel we got a lot even closer. And like, I will say for myself, I love you even more because I have been wearing this breadwinner, capable man armor for about 20 years. Because since I was 18, I could always break bread. Mm-hmm. And having that armor taken away from the Hollywood strike and having to look at my wife and child and be like, yo, I don't got that armor no more. Mm-hmm. I can't just like buy anything you want on any day. Do you still fuck with me? And like, you were actually able to convince me that you do and you love me. And like, I'm a happier, better person for it.
What do you mean convince you?
No, because I don't love myself that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like when a dude like me can't get it, like as much as he usually is used to getting.
Yeah.
You don't love yourself. You just don't love yourself as much. Oh, it's just
you should love yourself.
Yeah. Well, you taught me to.
Oh,
I really. Sweet. Now my thing is, if I can have the membership punch card for both weeks at the Russian Turkish baths, I'm good. If you and Senna are taken care of, and I got my Russian Turkish baths punch card for both weeks, David and Boris, I'm good. That's it. Period. So watch the Materialists. Talk to your shorty.
Hold on. I would like to end it because if you've gotten this far and you haven't watched the movie, I just want to talk about, so don't listen to this part, the leg surgery.
Oh my God, we forgot about this.
I just have to, we have to just 5 minutes talk about the leg surgery. Okay, so if you haven't watched it, go away. But if you have watched it, Dakota Johnson finds out that Pedro Pascal, who she deems a unicorn because he's tall, he's rich, born rich, still rich, smart, funny,
can dress,
hot, huge dick, all of it, right? She's like, you're a unicorn, you're 10 out of 10. I don't understand what's happening. Da, 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 da. And then we find out he had the leg surgery. He was short. He was 5'7". Now he's 6 feet tall. He got the 6 inches or whatever the fuck. Maybe he was 5'4". I don't know. Something happened. He's tall now, 6 inches. She was like, I don't think I'm going on vacation with you anymore, shorty. Like,
bro, the funniest shit is watching the movie. He's like, I was 5'7". I'm like, motherfucker, I'm 5'7" watching this movie.
And then there's a point where they're standing in front of each other and he bends down and he goes, would you still like me if I was 5'7"? And it was maybe the funniest shit that I've ever seen in my life. Like I was like, you know how they used to make Scary Movie all the time? I was like, if they were making a scary movie right now, like it would be like the I see dead people, but it would just be him like bending down, like I have my old legs.
Yeah.
Like it was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
And it was type corny, but that's the thing. So much of the movie's so corny, but it's real because while I've never been insecure about my height besides like playing ball, like I wish I was taller, right? My thing though is like I take a lot of pride in breaking bread, and when I didn't have it, I did. There are moments where I'm like, "You still fuck with me," and you were just, dude, don't be an idiot. You're such an idiot.
I was like, yeah, I love this frozen pizza. Period.
yeah. The Udi era was the worst. I was like, yo, I think we could save a lot of money eating this frozen gluten-free pizza instead of ordering DoorDash.
And I said, you know what? I actually love it. I said, I actually genuinely love this frozen pizza.
I fed you frozen pizza for like 2 months of a pregnancy, and you're still here.
And I birthed a genius child. People are like, what did you eat when you were pregnant? I was like, Udi's frozen pizza.
I love you.
Love you. Don't get the surgery.
Oh, never.